Hi.
Hi. Good to see you. This is better, I think.
Scaling a digital marketing agency. So it's one thing when you are just on your own, which is still so incredible, and it is such a great way to be when you are being able to work for yourself and solely for yourself for clients. And then there comes another part, which is wanting to have an agency and then being able to scale and sustain an agency. And how do you do that? And so I want to run you guys through amazing tips that I've found along the way that hopefully for any of you that are interested in this type of topic, it helps you. And then also for business owners as well, it's super good for you to just kind of understand what an agency is made up of and what are the motivations and reasons why these agencies exist to help people like you. The first point that I'd love to mention is that you need to be customer focused first. So literally the first thing that's on my mind, the first thing on my notepad in any sort of thought of mine is on the customers first. Who is someone that I'd love to pick up the phone and have a chat to? Who's someone that I can email? Who's someone that I can update? How can I make them all feel as certain as possible on the deliverables at all times and create such a community and a solid relationship with them that they know that they're being taken care of and that we take the relationship and the journey with them to success very seriously. And I think when you come from that place of customer focused, customer first, and customer experience, then the rest really does follow, because that effort and that time and that care speaks volumes to the type of person and the way that you operate within your agency, to your team members that are in the agency, but also to how the client service and delivery is as a whole. So that would be my number one. If you're ever thinking, I need to contact that client, but I haven't yet, then you need to do that straight away. And if you are thinking, oh, I don't know if they feel certain, they probably don't. And so that's where you need to clear up and really get on the phone with them, see them face to face, or outline things very clearly so that everyone has their expectations managed. I would say expectation management is like the ultimate key in a digital marketing agency. The second thing is to be a visionary and to not be limited by the resources that you currently have. So it's easy to fall into a bottoms up mentality, as in, like, say you have 2 team members and to think, okay, well, I can only take on the work that's equivalent to 2 team members, and that's it, and that's where we're at, and this is the assets and capabilities we have, and that's it. I think it's important to really bet on yourself and to really back yourself. And if you can see an opportunity to help an amazing business, but you might need to get another resource, or you might need to get some sort of equipment or investment, it's important that you really think about it and go, hang on, I'm not thinking of today that this might be an investment straight up, but this actually could be an opportunity to help, once I've helped this client, to then help 10 others. And then from there, then you can help people who come into the team to learn that skill and then to grow people as well and expand. So I think when you have that mentality of like, where do I want to go? Who do I want to be? And then how do I get there? Even if I don't have the resources with me right then and there, it's a better way to be when you're thinking about scaling and sustaining, because sure, you can sustain by staying with your current resources, but it is harder to scale when you're constantly just thinking about what you have in the moment as opposed to who you want to be and then what does that mean to get there. I hope that makes sense. So basically think from the top to the bottom as opposed to from bottom to the top. My next tip is to follow where the attention is and not to stay in sort of just traditional methods of marketing and advertising. I think that it's, obviously a very safe and sustainable option to kind of stay with really traditional marketing areas that deliver a return, that work, that haven't really changed too much over time. However, it is such another way of operating by actually looking at where the attention is in the industry and then following and learning how to actually expand your business in those platforms. So for example, the amazing TikTok that's really come to life over the last year and a half is such an amazing space to help a lot of different customers. And if you're kind of staying with your traditional methods of advertising and never exploring these new platforms, you're potentially missing out on a really amazing opportunity to help people. We had one of our clients in the agency who we thought would be amazing for TikTok do all of their orders that they would normally get in a month. They were able to get all their orders in one day, which is just crazy because of a TikTok video that went viral of their product. So before we knock it, before we try it, I think it's super important to go, okay, where are people at the moment? What are people using and consuming? And how can we make sure that our clients are positioned on those platforms to really succeed there, and put like a bit of an 80-20 strategy in there. So you might still want to stick with 80% of what's working, but also try these new methods. Really see if you can be that agile agency that's able to be at the forefront of these new platforms and initiatives. The next thing that I'd love to say is to really nurture people that give you referrals, because it is so nice that they are putting their reputation on the line in order for you to then be able to help their friends or their family or someone else in their business network. And so when you get referral-based clients, it's such an exciting thing. You didn't have to invest into advertising or go through a whole, sales journey from top to bottom of someone not knowing you all the way to getting them as a client. So be really thankful for those that come based on like a really positive word of mouth. And if they are aligned with your business, then it is just so important to be so grateful for those and to really find clients that will give you some awesome referrals should you do an absolutely outstanding job. So I think that can be a really great way to fast track your scaling, because if you can think of someone that knows that they could refer you to like 10, 20 other business owners, and you know that you're going to do a great job for them and for the people that follow, then 100% get around those people, because they're going to be the ones that really skyrocket your success. Following on to this as well is for when you don't have that word of mouth, or you are going with a different sort of strategy to scale, I would say get in and have conversations. If you're just kind of silently sitting back and not really getting to know anyone new, or you're invisible on social media, it's going to be quite hard to have all those opportunities come forward to you when you're not making any conversations with people. There are so many people that you can go and help, and so when you look at it as like you have the opportunity to be super helpful, and just getting in front of people and providing some help or some value will do wonders when you're thinking of expanding and scaling your agency. The next thing that I'd love to say is advertising. So it is something where you have word of mouth, you're really customer focused, you're scaling organically without that. However, it is very important as well that you are coupling scaling with some advertising as well. This is actually new for Vonnie Media. We haven't done any advertising before. We did one for like a week, and then I was like, we don't need it, turn it off. But it is something that we'd love to invest into soon, and it is just really growing yourself on there, because as we know, it's our bread and butter service, is that the impressions that you can get, the click through to your website, and then also the leads that you can generate just by being active on platforms such as Facebook and TikTok and Google and things like that, which are very high intent areas for something like a digital marketing agency to be found, and then also for leads to be generated, is a really awesome way to get some fantastic new customers who are really enticed by your ad and what you had to say. The final thing, and this isn't a must-have, but it is something that has been so beneficial in my business, but it is to practice what you preach. So we help a lot of different product-based businesses, and I have a product business myself called The Good Gun. And so what's amazing about that is if someone is wanting to work with us, they know that I have a product business as well, who has momentum going, there's ads going, there's influence marketing, there's content every day, there's all the things operating to make a product business have momentum. And so they can see that I'm actually operating and doing that all on my own as well with my business partner to kind of build that to life. So there's a lot of trust there that I actually know all the pain points that they're experiencing. So when you practice what you preach and what you give out as a service, it then makes things so much easier. Also, as well, we're a service-based business. An agency is a service-based business. So for service businesses that come to us, we can say like, we're an agency, we totally understand what it means to get a lead and what it can involve, and here are some great ways that we think that you can get in front of the right customers. So I think when you practice what you preach, it then makes your sales so much easier because you've been through what they're going through and have demonstrated the results. So yeah, that's kind of everything in terms of scaling. I hope that was very helpful. I'd say number one though, and this wasn't on my list, but it's something that I think is kind of overlooked, but I just want to really hone in on it, and it's being positive. Sounds really cheesy and a bit fluffy, but positivity is so powerful and gratefulness is so powerful as well. So if you approach your days with positivity and good energy and a really grateful heart, I feel like that can almost really improve your mental strength in something like this that you've got to support on your own. And when you're really positive and looking forward and thinking ahead in a positive way, things really tend to do work out for you either way. So that would be my kind of finishing note, and I really want to continue to put that message forward in the rest of our videos on positivity and gratefulness and how that can really build everything that you want to life. Phone call now. Okay, and I have another phone call. Telling you now. That's okay, all good. How are you going? Pretty much, and I think Instagram is a really good one that obviously you're going to be using as a great promotion tool. I would probably opt for phase one to do Instagram and Facebook only. And then when you have a bit of time and a bit of a strategy towards Pinterest, that then you could add it on as a social platform. Yeah, I'll chat to you soon. Okay, thanks Sarah, bye. I've looked at my list of to-dos today and it's about like 20 to 25 calls. Yes.